Hi and welcome to a new video of mine. I actually just finished If You Had Been With Me a few days ago and it left me absolutely heartbroken. So I knew I needed a good romance to get back into reading after that. But when I looked at my TBR, I could not decide. But then, because I watched so many book vlogs over the past weeks, I came to the conclusion and the idea got into my head, what if I asked my boyfriend if he could choose the next book that I'm reading? So I took 3 books that he was able to choose between, and you already saw those. Those are What If It's Us? It's a gay romance book. It sounds really cheesy, but I had it for forever and I have not read it yet. The second one is Beach Read, something that I think BookTok is also getting obsessed over again, and I really wanted to read and bought it for the summer read. And the last one was The Sum of Broken Rules. I think it's also a book that Haley Pam also recommended in one of her videos, but I really wanted to read that, and it also has such a nice cover, so I had to get a paperback. And I'm actually not in the mood for reading ebooks right now, because I would be, because yesterday we went to Pride and we had to take a long train trip, and it would be actually really nice to be in the mood for ebooks, because this I could just like put into my purse, but this book I had to, well, drag it with me the whole time. I gave him those 3 books to choose from and he chose this one. And basically his explanation for it was, it's pink. I love the cover, it looks pretty, and also the premise sounds interesting, because this book is actually about a girl who just lost her sister, and she's going back to a vineyard. It's like an island with her whole family, because they meet there every year normally, but now everything's going to be different, obviously, because her sister's dead and she's not there anymore, and this place holds a lot of shared memories for both of them. And they are going back in this year because one relative, I mean there's also a family tree in the beginning, but I'm totally helpless when it comes to relatives and stuff like that and how you're related to someone. So yeah, but they're going to go back because someone is going to get married, and every year they play this game called Assassin. So basically you just draw a note and then there's a person you have to assassinate with a water gun, and basically the last one standing and that has not been assassinated wins the game. Yeah. And how is romance involved in this? Well, I think it's the little brother of the groom, and he is 19 years old, and they kind of form an alliance and they get to know each other more and more. And actually, pretty important information, a note I have to give you. She did not only lose her sister, but also her boyfriend broke up with her, because it's like, I can't do the whole long distance relationship if he's going away to college and she's also going to another college, even though he promised her they would stay together. So she's also heartbroken, kind of like twice. But yeah, I'm also already like over the middle of it, and I just started yesterday. I read in a train because it was like a 4-hour train ride back and forth, and I really like it so far. But I mean, we have like the honeymoon phase right now, and the book is not like even closely finished yet, so I'm kind of afraid, and I'm also kind of afraid there's a trope that I absolutely do not like coming up, which is miscommunication. It's kind of foreshadowed as far as I can tell, but nothing happened yet, and I really like it so far, so we're gonna keep reading. I just cut a lot of like my interior vlog, and now I can finally read, maybe sit in the sun with my dog and enjoy the evening, because it's also quite late already. Not communication. I just read a little bit further, I think like 30 pages the most, and it's not communication. So far it's not. Maybe if there is another incident happening, but I don't think so. So I did finish this book yesterday in my bed, like close to going to sleep, because I could not stop reading, and also because while I was walking my dog, I listened to a podcast of Destiny Sidewell and Sarah Crowley. Those are two book YouTubers, American ones, and they again talked about the hype that is around Fourth Wing, and then I made a short decision to buy the book. And I'm shortly going to go to the city because I wanted to meet up with a friend anyway, and I'm gonna pick up the book. And I mean, Fourth Wing was a book I told my boyfriend about because they have such a pretty special edition, and I was just like browsing the bookstore one day, not buying any book, so that is like a big accomplishment, I think. And also looking at Fourth Wing, not knowing there was that hype yet. Then I went on Book Talk, and then I watched several book YouTubers, and they all talked about Fourth Wing and how good it is, and also like Destiny said, well, I think she read it in one day, I believe. I'm not really sure, but it was almost like 600 pages, so I'm gonna get that book. And I think it does fit into this video because it's a book that I told my boyfriend about. When I told my boyfriend about it, he was like, okay, I have to read that too. I want to read that too. If you've read it, then you can give it to me. We can split like the cost or whatever. So I was really hyped about reading it too. And also my best friend is also, I texted her, she does not have the book currently. So it's okay, and it's not like, it was not like a bad short-term decision to buy the book. So I can definitely lend it to her after I've read it and after my boyfriend, because my boyfriend is like really quick reader, so he's a person that reads Stephen King books in one day, less than one day. So yeah, so we can all read it, and I really like that if you can like share books, and it's basically like sharing stories with your best friends and you've both been into the same world. It's so nice. It's also why I'm kind of pressuring people around me to read the Shadowhunter Chronicles, because I just love and adore this word. But yeah, see you later. Dankeschön. Tschüss, ebenso. Hi, so I did not start reading the book really. I got to page 8 yesterday because my boyfriend and I met in the city. We went shopping, and then I got home and decided to spend time with him rather than reading, because he has to do a lot of exams in university. So I will not see him for another week until he's done with all his exams, and I mean then I have enough time to read. And there my SD card went, and it was actually full, but I did not listen to my camera and I tried to record anyway. But yeah, I will definitely try to read more of this today and see until where I can get, because he's leaving at 2 p.m. I think, and I mean then it's way too sunny outside and it should be like 31 degrees Celsius today. So better stay inside, and then I also have time to read. Maybe I will finally play Animal Crossing and we will not get to reading, but we will see. We will see. The story is really good. It started off really good, and so far I've been enjoying it, even though I only read like 9 pages. Good morning. A long time no see because I have not read anything yesterday, and the day before I forgot to film, but the day before I actually got to page 135 and I'm really enjoying it so far, but I did not feel like reading at all. Like yesterday I was just totally feeling burned out and not even reading was interesting enough, but I wrote a few songs, so that is fine. I did something creative, so yeah, every time I do something creative I do not feel bad, or I do not feel like I wasted time. So maybe some of you can relate with that. But now we are gonna get back into the book because we are so close to like the main event, or like the main like challenge they have to go through where they can die. And we also already got to know like the love interest. I think there are two. I'm not that quite sure, because on one hand she also has like a childhood best friend she meets there, and he is very protective and they joke around. On the other hand, I know who like the love interest is that is like talked about in a synopsis of it. So we'll see how that will go. Okay. I wanted to take a walk anyway. Well, if you not realize, we're at the part that is beyond closed door and I do not enjoy it. And before I came across that page, it was actually like, yeah, I could read that book again, and now I'm not so sure. I'm really not sure. I may have to ask my best friend, because I always want to read Thorns of Roses. I totally forgot what the series is called, but I also wanted to read that. But I also heard that there's a lot of like, well, the open door stuff going on, and I really despise reading that. I really do not like that. I always get the ick while reading that, and she also suggested to me to read it again because she wanted to read it again anyway, and then like mark all the pages where it is happening and then mark like the page where I can continue reading it, so I do not have to actually read the scene or even like skim through it. I wish she read that book before me, honestly. But we're gonna go on a walk because I had to do that anyway with my dog, because it's now like 6 p.m. I think, and maybe we're gonna continue reading the book. I kind of want to finish this today, but maybe it's for the best if I keep waiting to do that until tomorrow. Hi, so it's much later, but I finished the book, Fourth Wing, and I already started another one, which, well, was not picked for me, but I just got in the mood for reading ebooks, and then I started Career Prince. Anyway, I finished this one. I really liked it. However, I'm probably also gonna say that in my monthly wrap up again. There were times, I love closed door romance, right? And there were times where I would have wanted to, you already saw that, closed door kinda. And I also looked her up, and I think I did not read anything of the synopsis or anything, but I just looked at the covers of the other books that Rebecca Yarros also published, and they all look like something erotic. So yeah, it makes sense. Okay, scenery change because my background was taken. I think all in all, I don't enjoy book challenges as much because I feel pressured to read a lot, and when I did not read, I think it was on Wednesday or something in between, I did not read anything at all because I did not feel like it. And also, I think I read 2 days in a row I did not read anything. On the second day I did something creative, so it did not feel that bad, but I still had this underlying pressure of having to read for the sake of the video, which is not something I want to connect to reading in my head, because, well, I read for enjoyment, right, and not for YouTube videos. So this is why I think this will be kind of like the last book challenge for a while that I will be doing on this channel, and I think I actually also want to do something else than just have it like mainly as a book and from time to time like a cover song video type of channel, but just like lifestyle and things that I feel like it, because it should be and should stay like a hobby. But yeah, I hope you nevertheless enjoyed, even though I only read 2 books in this video, and I hope you have a great day or evening or night whenever you are watching this. Bye.